To the Believe in NFL Draft Prospect podcast. It is an interview edition, bringing you an inside scoop into some of the fantastic football players across the nation. Got Mr. Jaleel McLaughlin with me today, who's a running back out of Youngstown State. Actually, funny, real quick story here. I hit up Jaleel a couple years ago when he was still a sophomore at the time at Notre Dame College. This young man, I know he probably doesn't want to boast too much about himself, but he was on pace to be in the Division II all-time leading rusher at over nearly 5,000 yards in only 2 seasons as part of Notre Dame College. Now he's a 1,000-yard rusher this past year on the FCS level for Youngstown State. So inviting Jaleel McLaughlin into the conversation. Jaleel, I appreciate you again, man. I know we haven't spoken in a little bit, but been impressed, been kind of keeping tabs on everything you've been doing, man. How's everything been, though, so far? Everything's good?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Everything is going good. Everything's going great.
I love it, man. So obviously we're going to dig a little bit into high school, into Notre Dame College, and then what obviously Jaleel has working forward here from Youngstown State, because I think he's a player that next year's class, 2023 NFL draft speaking, I think he's going to get an opportunity, obviously, to show that he can make his worth on the NFL level. So, Jaleel, I want to start you out, man. I know when we originally talked, you gave me a little insight into a little bit of your high school days, some track and field stuff, all that good things. I know you were obviously a very good football player at Forest Hill. So take me through just a little bit of your high school career and how you ultimately ended up at Notre Dame College to begin with.
Yes, sir. So I actually, in high school, I was a three-sport athlete. I played basketball, football, and ran track. Funny thing is, my junior and my senior year, I actually won. My junior year, I won states in track. And then in the 4x1 and the 4x2. Then my senior year, I won states also and was second in the 400 and set my school record in 400-meter dash in states. And then my senior year also, I won in states in basketball. And the only thing I didn't, I wasn't able to win in, which is what I'm playing right now, is football. Win states is that I played. So that's why, I want to work hard to do whatever I can to win on the football field. Because that's a little bit of thing I'll be thinking about. I took that a little bit personally. I didn't win anything in football, but yeah, I was a three-sport athlete in high school, and yes, sir. I actually didn't have many offers coming out of high school. A lot of people, other schools wanted me to play safety. Division two schools wanted me to play safety, and Notre Dame College of Ohio, was the one school to take a chance that wanted me to put the ball in my hands, which is what I wanted. And that's how I ended up in Cleveland. Me and my mom drove up right after a basketball game, actually. Drove up right after a basketball game. And I just got on campus, and I also wanted to get away a little bit so that I'm able to focus. And that's what I did. That's how I got to Notre Dame College.
I love it, man. I love it. I remember, Jaleel, the first time we talked, I think I originally asked you, like, was there a plan? Because I know obviously you're a little short to play college basketball, all due respect to you, right? But obviously, being the track athlete you were, was there ever a part of you that maybe wanted to do both? Or maybe at a time where you were like, maybe I'm destined to be a track athlete on the NFL, on the college level? Like, did that ever pass through your mind?
Oh yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. I also wanted to play basketball when I was at Notre Dame College. I asked the coaches and everything, but they wouldn't let me play. But and then I wanted to run track last year here at Youngstown State. I was looking on I was working out in the Watson and Tressel Center one day, which is an indoor facility here at YSU, and I was looking on the school records, and I was like, wow, man, I was close to that, in high school, so yeah, that just, and also my brother challenged me, like, I don't think you could run a 47 and 400 anymore. I was like, all right, I wanted to prove him wrong, but that's just personal stuff with me, coaches were smart about it, no, we're not going to let you do that, so that we don't want anything happen to a hamstring or here, but me, I'm a competitor, man, and I wanted to compete. I'm used to competing year round.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, I'm still thankful for where I'm at on the football field also, though.
Oh, no, absolutely, man. And I kind of curious because being a three-sport star, was there one that was kind of your favorite sport growing up? Or when did football maybe, I guess, take the forefront as far as being maybe the number one for you?
Um, my senior year, I honestly didn't know, what I wanted to do, honestly, because um, like I said, I'm an ultimate competitor, so everything I do, I want to win at it. So once football came around, that was my focus. Once basketball came around, I'm getting extra shots in the gym. Once track come around, I'm running extra miles and doing this and that. So I created a love for all three of them. So I think that God really made this my focal point is what I would say. Because I was unsure with what to do, and now I can honestly see that once I've been focused on one sport for the past 3 years, which is football, and I think that that's helped me tremendously, be able to grow on the football field, is what I would say. So yeah,
Yeah.
I honestly was unsure with what sport I wanted to do, because I loved all three of them, and I still do to this day. I still watch a lot of track. I still watch a lot of basketball. So yeah, I still love them. So it's tough.
What kind of basketball player were you, man? Were you like a ball handler, shooter? What was your style? I need to hear it.
I was more of like a slasher and facilitator,
Okay.
and like I also my junior year of high school, we went to the Final Four, and but we lost in the Final Four for basketball. But I felt like we lost that game because I wasn't able to shoot the mid range. So all then off season, I'm just working on my mid range game, my shooting from the free throw line, shooting from creating off the shooting from off the dribble and stuff like that. And that's when I started to really develop a mid-range game, and that's, I think, was a big part in us being able to go win my senior year also. But yeah, I was mostly my years through high school. I was a facilitator, just getting guys open and also being able to slash and get to the
Love it.
rim.
I love it, man. And obviously, you went to Notre Dame College, and I mean, again, I'm sure you seem like a very like humble person. So I know you're not going to boast too much about what you accomplished there, but I mean, nearly 5,000 yards rushing in 2 seasons, nearly 50 touchdowns. I mean, you were on pace for well over 4,000 yards, and you're on pace for almost 100 just rushing touchdowns in your career. Kind of just looking back at your time at Notre Dame College, man, how grateful just were you for the opportunity? And I mean, even though you only played 2 years, I mean, you're kind of a legend at that program, right? Which is kind of crazy to think about in only a 2 year span.
Yeah, man, I'm very thankful for also everything that Notre Dame College didn't even have to take a chance on me. But I think that I'm very thankful for it. I think that that actually gave me the drive of wanting to be more, is what I would say. Like me, God putting that in front of me. As soon as I got on campus at Notre Dame College at the age of 17, and installed me that, man, I don't want to just be every game I was, running for say 300 yards, and I'm like, man, I don't want to be a one and done type of guy. Or
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I think drove me to work hard, as hard as I am right now, and as hard as I've been, working throughout my college years. And I think that I'm very thankful for to be able to do that, because a lot of guys, I don't know. I know it's tough to red shirt and also to not be able to be successful right away, but that's why I'm so thankful to be able to be put in that position that I was, to be able to do that back to back years, and I'm thankful, man. And it makes you hungrier. It makes you want more. It makes you it keeps you humble. It keeps me humble every day, is what I would say, because I want to do more. So.
Yeah, and I know, Jalil, the one thing too is I know obviously you were put in a tough situation like a lot of players were who had, you were in Division II level. COVID obviously cancels the season. You have kind of an opportunity. Do I transfer up? And like you said, you had known that like, hey man, I can do this, right? So like, let's go get the next challenge. Talk to me a little bit about just maybe the COVID impact on everything and the opportunity that you were given to go play FCS football and continue to prove how good of a player you are.
Yeah, COVID was tough. COVID was tough because we, at the Division II level, you weren't able to really get maneuver to work out, as greatly as you was, and that's what really led into my decision to transfer. And I think that everything happens for a reason, as we can
Yep.
see right now, and yeah, it was my opportunity to move up, and I honestly, man, like I keep saying it, but man, I want to play against the best every week. So that's what being able to come play in this conference in Missouri Valley, it's a blessing. As soon as I got that opportunity, Coach Phillips texted me the moment I went into the transfer portal, and he actually, it was nothing but a family tight knit feeling that I got from Youngstown State, which is all it's been here since I've gotten here. And that's what really led me to be able to come play in the FCS in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. I wanted to compete against the best in the best conference, and also it was Coach Phillips and them treated me just like family, and that's really what I was looking for.
And I know obviously Youngstown State has a nice tradition, obviously on the FCS level. Like you said, they're in the Missouri Valley, which is, for people that don't follow FCS football, that is the SEC of FCS ball. I mean, you're playing the South Dakota States, the North Dakota States. It's the best conference out there. So I know that obviously I'm sure that was a pretty easy decision for you. If I remember correctly, though, and I would love you to comment on this, I thought when you said that you made the decision to transfer, you wanted to do Ohio right and stay in the state of Ohio. So can you comment just a little bit on that layer, maybe to the decision?
Oh yeah, yes sir. I wanted to, Ohio, man, is great. It's great here. People are great. Fans are great. And I wanted to do them right. I wanted to be able to give them some more time of my college career. And that's really what led into my decision to stay. And also, I wanted to give Ohio and this area, more time, because they gave me time, is what I was saying. Man, I'm thankful for that. And that's what really led into my decision also to come to Youngstown State, to have, to be around more great people from Ohio. And that's all it's been since I've got here.
I love that, man. I really do. Again, the humbleness to want to do right by the state that had done you right. I really love the kind of that layer of it. And obviously, Jaleel, you went to the spring season. You averaged near 100 yards a game in your first season with Youngstown State. And then this past year, you run for over 1,100 yards, over 6 yards a carry. Obviously, you've been a focal point of that offense since you came there. Can you talk to me a little bit about that back-to-back season? Because I know that had to be strange for you, I guess maybe is the word, maybe fun. I don't know what the term that you would use, but going right from spring to fall ball had to be a little bit of a grind, if you could just comment on that.
Man, it was fun, man. It was fun. It was definitely, it was definitely a grind, but that's what comes with it. It was fun though, man. I was able to come here and learn like so much stuff in a matter of, a little bit of time. A matter of 1 year, I was able to learn a lot from Coach Spalding and a lot, which is my running back coach, a lot from playing in the best conference, man. And I think that the spring season honestly gave me a chance to be able to adapt, is what I would say, to the Missouri Valley Football Conference. And, I was all for that. Even I'm away from my family, a lot of the time, out of the year anyway, so I was, just focused on nothing but football this past year. And I think that, that's helped my game tremendously and helped me be able to learn not only just on the football field, but also when you're sitting down in the classroom talking about football and things like that. So, man, it was definitely a grind, but I think that, that's what you're looking for. And that's what I was looking for, I think, and I'm thankful for that also, the opportunity to be able to play in the spring, play those 6 games and then take some time off and come right back in the fall. It was great. I'm happy about that.
And I was really happy to see the FCS represented in this past draft, man, because I think there was like a total of 24 players that were drafted. It was fantastic. Ogletree, who's a tight end out of Youngstown State, gets drafted by the Indianapolis Colts during the draft this year too. So, I mean, you had the Missouri Valley obviously was well represented. Guys like Trevor Penning came out of there, out of Northern Iowa. Matt Waletzko was drafted, the offensive tackle out of North Dakota. Talk to me a little bit about the Valley, man, and the talent that comes out of there, because I feel like a lot of people don't give them their credit. But I mean, 20-something players drafted this year. You had a teammate that was drafted. On a week-to-week basis, you're playing against a lot of great football players. On a day-to-day basis, you're also playing against great football players as well.
Oh yeah, man, it's awesome, man. It's what I can't harp on it. It's what I love to do, play against the best. And I think we had 9 guys out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference get drafted. So that was more than a lot of guys at many other levels. Man, it's the best. All of the names that you just named. I actually had a chance to watch those guys play and get better alongside Ogletree and man, it's outstanding, man. It's outstanding. It's everything you look for. And once you're talking about competing, once you're talking about guys that you're learning from, man, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love that conference, man. Everybody always asks me about like some players to watch. I'm just like, I got to give the Missouri Valley some love, man, because they put people out there every single year. And I was happy because obviously COVID had impacted the FCS the last couple years in the draft. So like their numbers were a little down, but I was really happy to see that those numbers were at an all-time high. I think that was a record for the most FCS players drafted in 1 year. So excited about you, obviously, Jaleel, going to the next season. Can you talk to me, only a couple questions left for you, about the final year coming up now, right? You are in your third season now at Youngstown State. What are some goals that you have where you could say, I've finished my Youngstown State career the best way possible for myself?
Leave it all out there. Leave it all out there is what I would say. Like I said, I still take it personal that I haven't won a college, championship yet. As in, the next level is in a national championship or a conference championship. I haven't won here in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. So man, I'm working hard to be able to do that. And I think that that's what I want to do. I want to. I feel like my college career isn't done yet. And that's what led me to coming back also to play another year. And, I'm trying to finish that also, and I'm going after, everything that God is putting in front of me. I don't want to take anything for granted. I'm working every single day so that I'm able to do that. And, yeah, man, number one thing I want to do is just win. I want to win this. I want to win this year.
I love it, man. And my last question for you, Jaleel, is obviously I'm a guy that thinks that you have the potential to play on the next level and compete on the NFL level. I guess first and foremost, man, how long has that been a dream for you? Maybe when it became a reality, and kind of flashing forward to a year from now, knowing that you could have the opportunity to compete for a roster spot on the NFL level, just how much of a blessing is that for you?
Man, it's a huge blessing. I've been, telling myself, man, I don't know how I'm gonna be since I was little, I don't know how I'm gonna be happy if with my life if I'm not able to, play at some in a national NFL, NBA or be able to be a professional track runner. I said I don't know how I'll be happy with myself. So now to be able to say that, it's a reality of, I'm gonna, most likely get that shot, what I'm saying, to play. Man, I'm gonna take it, full head of steam. I'm excited about it, and I'm just looking forward to working. Whichever team comes, and I'm just looking forward to working, and I'm thankful for the opportunity that God has put in front of me, man. I wouldn't be here without him. I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Well, again, here with Jaleel McLaughlin, star running back out of Youngstown State. For the fans out there, for the listeners, who is the leading rusher returning to all of college football next year? The answer is this man that's with me right now. Jaleel, I appreciate you again, man. This was fantastic. I know we haven't touched base in a little bit, but I'm so happy that I could just kind of get some insight into your journey, man. I know it's been a wild one for you, but thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you so much, man. It was great.